The biggest thing I gained from my trip to Africa was knowledge about the people and how the people were just like us.
The biggest thing I gained from my trip in Kenya was building my confidence to share my story. It gave me confidence to express how God came into my life at such a young age, and the more I told it, the more confident I became.
Over in Kenya, they lacked a lot of things, but they were still able to be content, and they were able to make do with what they did have, and they didn't complain about it, and they shared what little that they did have with everyone in the village, and that was just very enlightening for me.
When we look at how other people live, or how their lives are so different from ours, I learned that humility is just awesome.
Each day that we went to build the homes, the women would cook for us. For lunch, we would have a big spread, ugali, kale, sheep stew. Just being in a totally different country, totally outside of my comfort zone, and just being able to witness and share my story with, people who I've never met before, who I may never meet again, but just being able to do that and knowing that it was not by my own strength, because I was scared to do it, but through God, He allowed me to share my story and touch the lives of people through my experiences and my story. That Sunday, when we split up the team and we went to 2 different churches, the pastor had died a couple months ago, so they had a new pastor, Pastor Joshua, and everything that we taught and preached about was to help the church to work together, to communicate, to have hope and to have faith. That was truly a blessing. That was really God, because we had no idea that that was happening.
One of the gentlemen that we built a house for in the village just said he had just lost hope. He had lost his wife. He had a little small child, about 7 years old. And by we being there to give him a better home to live, he regained hope. He was happy. He was smiling. And that made all the difference on that trip. That third house that we were to build, it had rained a lot the night before, so the ground was real muddy. But the story they say is that the woman that the house was being built for, when they brought the materials to her the day before, she thought it was for someone else. She had no clue that it was her who was having the house built. And when you see her house, it's just wood, like a framing, not really a framing, just wood and dirt with a sheet of plastic overhead. And her and her 3 children sleeping in this bed in this open home with plastic over the top. And just to see her expression, to experience her appreciation for what God had done, what God was doing for her was really touching and a little overwhelming. And we also had the opportunity to give each home a Bible in Swahili and explain to them that, they share it with the community. So you take the word and you spread it and go forth and expand your territory. And it was an awesome experience.
So my funny moment, which probably everybody has already heard about, was when the night we were getting ready to leave, we were packing up, and Stuart Little came into our room, jumped on my bed, and almost got on my suitcase.
First, the rodent started out in Terry's room and proceeded to go downstairs into Tanya's room, but we always say that the rat was after Thomas because, he had a beef with Thomas, and we told Thomas to stop triangulating all the other team members into your drama.
Just because I had to sleep with a rat in my room every night and bathe with cold water, I still knew that I was coming back home to a hot shower, a roof over my head, food in the refrigerator, and I don't have to deal with rats in my house. But they deal with that on an everyday basis. And when you see that going on and you see what they have to deal with, it changes your life, and it changes what you think about and what is important to you.
If anyone is thinking about attending next year, my advice would be to pray. Make sure that you're hearing from the Lord. If it is placed on your heart, go.
If God calls you to do something and you answer that call, He's going to prepare you for it, and He's going to make sure that you have the resources, the confidence, the boldness to do whatever it is that you were called to do. So just do it.